Welcome to another edition of Talk City Greensboro, produced by GTN, featuring interviews and events happening around town. It's an easy way to stay in the know while you're on the go. Subscribe to Talk City on iTunes, Pandora, Google Play, or SoundCloud so you can keep up with what is going on in the Greensboro City government and beyond. I'm your host, Rodney Dawson, and no co-pilot today, no Josh or no Rosemary, so I'm going to depend on my guest to make sure I behave today. But I'm a believer that we can all be of service to one another. As a matter of fact, the legendary Coretta Scott King once said that greatness of a community is most accurately measured by the compassionate action of its members. And so we love to hear of any Greensboro-based organization that is working hard to connect with others in hopes that you're making life just a little bit better for everyone else. So we're pleased to have Mr. Darrell Baker Jr. joining Talk City Greensboro to talk to us about one of our longstanding Divine Nine organizations, Kappa Alpha Psi Fraternity Incorporated, most specifically the Greensboro Alumni Chapter and their Guide Right program, which works with high school age young men in our community. Brother Darrell, thanks for joining us on Talk City today.
Absolutely. Good morning, Greensboro. Welcome, and thank you for having me.
All right, and off the top, tell us about a little bit about yourself. What happened in your life that set you on this journey of
Well,
service?
I am a native of Greensboro, North Carolina. Had an opportunity to grow up through the Guilford County school system. Both my grandparents were pastors in this community for over 50 years, so I saw firsthand what servanthood looked like. And so that led me to go to school and get a degree in social work. And then after I got my undergraduate degree in school social work, went back and got my master's in school administration. So currently serving as the high school principal at T.W. Andrews High School in High Point, North Carolina. And servanthood is just who I am. It's a part of my faith. It's a part of how I was raised, and I believe in order for us to have a better future, we have to continue to pour into our younger generation.
Okay, and I'm gonna call you Brother Baker.
Absolutely.
Because we're here to talk about the Guide Right program for Kappa Alpha Psi Fraternity Incorporated, which I'm a member, so I can call you Brother Baker
Absolutely,
from
good
time to
brother.
time if people hear us saying that. But you're a principal at Andrews, and I told you off Mike, we used to sneak off campus to try to come to Andrews all the time, and y'all ran us off. But for people that don't know about Kappa Alpha Psi, in 60 seconds, just tell us a little bit about KAPSI and why it's a service-oriented organization and how Guy Right ties in.
Oh, absolutely. So Kappa Alpha Psi, founded in 1911, January 5th, 1911, on the campus of Indiana University in Bloomington, Indiana, where our founders felt like it gave us great hope and opportunity to be of service to each other during that time. And so one of our objectives of Kappa Alpha Psi is to inspire service in the public interest. And so a part of that is where our God Right and Kappa League programs come in, where we try to make sure that we add value to the greater community, the greater Greensboro community.
Okay, and with that being said, what are the objectives with the now Kappa Alpha Psi is a fraternity, so
Yes,
it's solely men,
absolutely. Yes.
which means you're working with in the Guy Right program, you're working with other young men only.
Yes, yes. So, in our God Right program, we currently have about 35 young men that we work with, and we have two components of our God Right program. We have Kappa League, and we work with young men from 8th grade through the 11th, and then we have our Botillion, where we work with mainly our seniors in high school. And so, the purpose of the Kappa League program is to train them for leadership. We want to make sure that we instill in them the values that we believe in as an organization, training them for leadership because we believe that they are our future. And so, some ways that we do that, we instill in them the value of community service and giving back, being uh, examples into their schools. We meet with them once a month to conduct business. So they hold business meetings just like we do as a fraternity. They have officers in their uh, Kappa League program, and they meet and they discuss how they want to provide service to the community. They also have an opportunity to discuss what service they will provide, also um, what activities that they will do to strengthen their bond and their brotherhood as a Kappa League group as well. So it's really interesting to see them work through that as they begin to learn each other, learn what each other likes, and then as a group again they decide on how they want to conduct business and support the Greensboro community.
Now, are you preparing them for membership in the fraternity?
No, 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 no.
Okay. All right.
Obviously, we want them to have future hopes to be members of Kappa Alpha Psi, but our goal is really to train them for leadership. Regardless if they decide to go into the workforce, if they go into a 4-year university or trade school or even military.
Right. And I was going to ask you, is this specifically for college or just after high school? And so you're touching for all areas of life, which is good because everybody's not going to college and everybody's not going to the military. So, preparing for all different dynamics that they may have to face.
Absolutely, our greatest goal is just to have them be productive citizens when they leave high school, is to make sure that they're able to come back and be productive citizens wherever they choose to reside in.
Have you had a chance to follow a young man when they enter the program and then once they've left and they go on to afterlife, a life after high school? What's that like?
Yeah, so we've had several young men to come through the program. Some currently are brothers in the fraternity in their respective undergraduate schools. Particularly one young man comes to mind right now. He's actually a senior getting ready to graduate from North Carolina Central University. And I had an opportunity to work with him at the Middle College at A&T, where I was a former social worker, and saw him matriculate, coming from a single parent home, no father, really leaned into the program to develop his skill sets, took advantage of the opportunities, and took those skills that he learned to college. And he was not a academically gifted student. He didn't
Hmm.
have the best grades in school, but I'm proud to say that he will be graduating this May from North Carolina Central.
And I guess it would be an added benefit to have educators working with these young men too. Doesn't have to be an educator, but the fact that you're a principal.
Absolutely. So, several of our brothers in the fraternity are educators, and they work with our God Right program. So it's awesome to see because we have first hand experience of what's happening in the schools, how we can better support our young men and give them the tools that they need to take back into their schools to be good leaders.
And I know a lot of folks in the Greensboro Alumni chapter that are entrepreneurs, so they can pass on that skill set and what it takes to start a business and the challenges behind starting a business, what to prepare for. So it's just so many things that you can just rub off on. Yeah.
Absolutely. We have entrepreneurs in our chapter. We have attorneys, judges, CEOs of companies, educators, engineers. We have a diverse group of brothers in our fraternity that just allows the young men to come in and get a wealth of knowledge from.
I'm mentioning my friends over at Alpha Phi Alpha, but sometimes we get in the tit for tat game, and they always say, we could always pull out the trump card. The trump card meaning
that was that
the
sold it, so there was the first. Is that
yeah, yeah,
what
yeah. They can always well they talk about Martin Luther King.
okay.
They can always say Martin Luther King.
Yeah.
That's their joker dudes. That's their big joker.
Right.
And but you all have one when it relates to specifically North Carolina. You got the
Yes.
big joker that we just had a
Yes.
statue erected for he and his
Yes.
wife
Yes.
downtown last week. Justice Henry Fry.
Yes, Chief Justice
Chief
Henry
Justice.
Fry. He is a member of Greensboro Alumni Chapter, and he is the first African American Chief Justice in the state of North Carolina. Actually, about a month ago, we had a Kappa League summit, and we had a mock trial at the summit. And Judge Fry came and spoke to the young men. An awesome opportunity for those young men to witness such a legacy here in our community.
Right, absolutely. And so just long-standing, storied history with just Greensboro alumni. Been around how long?
Greensboro alumni
Yeah,
since 1946.
46. And
Yes.
so been it's not your first rodeo. It's not
No.
your first time doing this. But Brother Baker, Darrell Baker, he's representing the Guy Right program for the Greensboro Alumni chapter of Kappa Alpha Psi. What's on the horizon? What type of events do we have coming up, or how can people
so,
keep up with what's going on?
so currently, right now, we're in our Botillion season, and that is a scholarship program that we do with seniors in high school males that are seniors, and we teach them or try to prepare them for the next phase in life, particularly going to college. So we hold workshops with them bi-weekly. We help build resumes, networking skills. what's life like on a campus. So we use our undergraduate brothers from the Alpha Nu chapter at North Carolina A&T and the Pi Theta chapter at High Point University, have them come in and do a panel discussion about what's it like on college campuses, getting two different experiences, the HBCU experience, obviously at A&T, and then the PWI experience at High Point University. And so we do about 6 workshops with them: financial aid, scholarships, etiquette. The new thing is now preparing our young men as they are going into job interviews. It's not the typical job interviews anymore where you're coming into an office and you're sitting down and you're having an interview and a conversation. A lot of companies, a lot of businesses are taking you to dinner, right? And seeing how you can handle that environment,
Right.
and how do you respond. So we train them for those type of events, while being able to give them scholarship opportunities. They are able to raise scholarship dollars to take with them to college. So all of that ends on April the 28th when we do this presentation to the community and their families, and to the brothers of Kappa Alpha Psi. So that presentation will be April the 28th at George K's at 4 p.m. And that is our Botillion Gala. And so that is something that we do annually. Over the this is our 42nd annual Botillion, and we've helped raised over $2 million in scholarship money for those young men over the years. And
That's impressive.
And just excited for them as they matriculate and get ready to go to college.
And I know we work closely with the parents, and for those that are concerned, these men that we have working with these young men from many of these schools are vetted, background checks.
Absolutely, yes. So the organization, we do a background check on all of our members, and so anyone working with young men, they've been cleared and vetted to work with and support our young men.
All right, and what's the website if we want to find out?
So you can follow us on Instagram and Facebook, GSO Noops, and then also GSO Kappa League is on Facebook and Instagram as well.
Brother Darrell Baker, thank you for joining us and telling
Absolutely.
us about the God Right program, the wonderful things that Greensboro Alumni chapter is doing here in the Triad. You got the website where people can learn more, and we just thank you for serving the community in that way.
Absolutely. Thank you so much. Thank you for having me.
All right, so stay tuned in weekly by subscribing to Talk City Greensboro on iTunes, Pandora, and Google Play. And don't forget, you can download Talk City from SoundCloud. That's it for this week, and thank you for tuning in to Talk City. Be sure to watch GTN, your official source for news and information about the city of Greensboro. GTN is available on Spectrum Channel 13, AT&T UVerse Channel 99, and Lumos 31. GTN also streams live on Roku and the city's website at greensboro-nc.gov.